Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Samuel Leggy here representing TeamJVS. Here to you guys another review from Sundance 2024, 2025, actually. Love Brooklyn. Love Brooklyn is surrounding one man, and that is Andre Holland's Roger. Roger is a writer. He is in two technical friendship relationships. And technically, the film, even though it centers around him, it actually encompasses a lot of other different individuals. Case in point, the two lovely ladies that he's in a situation with, which is Nicole Behair's character Casey and DeWanda Wise's Nicole. DeWanda Wise's character Nicole, that's the character that you see on the right. She unfortunately has lost someone close to her, and she's chosen to put herself back out there, thus the relationship she has with Roger. Then the character Casey, played by Nicole, who's on the left, she has a long standing friendship relationship prior with character Roger, which they are still entangled in without moving any movers around. This also has got an amazing cast, by the way, in addition to these amazing actors. Roy Wood Jr. plays the role of Alan, who's a friend of Roger in different connective ways. You've also got Cassandra Freeman, if you've seen, of course, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air or Bel-Air recent. She plays the role of Lorna. You also got Candice Reese playing the role of Allie, who is the daughter of DeWanda Wise's Nicole. What did I think about this film without surrounding all that? I think this is one of the better films in Sundance. There's so many different reasons why I was captivated by this film. So off brick, I think the way that they handle capturing everything about Brooklyn in New York, they pinpoint it from so many different perspectives. When they have Roger as a writer, dealing with his complexities of trying to navigate being a writer, hitting a deadline. But when you have him going and riding his bike just down the street at nighttime, it's like he's not in his mind. You're like the normal perception is like, you're gonna get jumped or something's gonna happen. Like it wasn't that. Like for him, he was just the ride, right? And then when you have like a character like Nicole, who has got her own thing going on and trying to navigate her emotions and kind of what she's been dealing with, but she's also got a daughter. And what does it look like to be a parent, and also a single parent in New York, and what different things you would have them doing and going outside and playing, also trying to lock into something and feeling something emotionally. Like you get to see the lighter side of Brooklyn, the lighter side of New York. But then the other side of it is with the character Nicole. I'm sorry, not the character Nicole, but the character Casey, played by Nicole. She is a painter, and she also is an artist, and she also is very established in herself, but also trying to deal with the business side of stuff and the flux of that. But then we get taken to different art museums and different artistic environments, and also when she walks outside and just takes up the room, like what that looks like. And I think that the film captures that in such an established way that it feels connectable. And it would just like make sense. Like these characters would layer themselves. But to be honest with you, all the different characters are much like that. Because even Roy Allen's character, who's kind of like always Roy Wood's character, Alan, is like his character is very funny, and he's kind of like almost at times the comedic relief. But the situation that he's dealing with emotionally, his existential crisis, his midlife crisis, so to speak, that he's dealing with, is a very human one. It's a very funny one, but it feels very real, and this is something that actually would or could go through the mind of somebody at any given time. And I think that the reason why this works so well is Rochelle Holder, her directing and her style of being able to bring everybody together and keep them almost at all times encompassed into the story is great. But the other part of this that I was really impressed by is honestly the romance story of this, because I really, it's like the last time I felt like, oh man, I don't know who is gonna be what. Like I think it's past lives. And it's not to say that this is a past lives situation. This is not a robot dream situation. This is not a One Tree Hill situation where which person the person's going to pick. It's very different than that. But when the romance aspects are going back and forth, like you're left with this almost like Dawson's Creek type of perspective. Like you know for a fact the navigation of where the characters should go, and also the navigation characters real possibly end up is always in flux because you're uncovering who they are naturally. And the way this is written, again, scripting standpoint is really good. You're seeing who Roger is. You're seeing what kind of person he is. And then you're also teching like, how does this person mesh with this other individual? Can this person mesh with this other individual when they're dealing with their own lacking or mental stability or just their place in life in general? And I think that how they navigate that story thread and the romantic side of it and the human side of that is well written. It's so freaking entertaining because I didn't know where it was going to go. Like every small little thread, like there was one moment that was taking place in the park where Andre Holland was with he was with Allie, the role played by Candace, who's Allie is Nicole's daughter. Allie basically is questioning the merits of him and who he is. And then he has this moment where he's clashing with her. And it's such a real moment that I was like caught off guard. I was like, I don't even know where's his story gonna go. And I love that. There's one of the best scenes in this film. It takes place at nighttime. It is Andre Holland's character and Nicole Biera's character, Casey. They're walking outside at night, and I think it takes place towards the second to third act, and they're having like a real conversation, and then all of a sudden they're just like laughing naturally in the street, but then they're having like a real moment, and that is one of the best scenes I've seen this year because it's so natural, so well done that I was just like, it felt like this was the scene that was destined to happen, and it's interesting. Another scene that's equally as good with Andre Holland. It takes place with him and DeWanda, and it's like he's knocking on her door, and she comes out, and she is just not having it, and it's just so well acted by DeWanda, and like Andre's reaction to it. This is the thing: Andre Holland has put in so much work. He last year had one of the best films that nobody saw. It's Exhibiting Forgiveness. Highly recommend you go check it out on VOD if you possibly can. So good. And he is excellent in this. But one of the reasons why he's one of the best actors to work with is everyone he works with, he makes them better. He makes them elevate and he adds to them. At certain moments, like I'm watching everyone around him just doing such a good job. And it's not as though he's not doing well. He's just playing his role well. And I love that about him. Like he don't have to suck up the room. He don't have to be, if he needs to, he can. But for the most part, like you are meant to empathize with his circumstance. And you're also meant to assess and judge if he's making right decisions. Because you yourself are putting yourself in his shoes to try to discover. And again, this is the genius of how it's actually written and the way it's actually executed. Because he is a writer. Like he has a job that he's not doing well. But again, like the way they kind of go and lead us through these different aspects, every single one of these actors light it up. And every single moment that they are on screen together, you feel all the drama, you feel all the in between, but it brings light to so much. It's a good film. It's a really, really good film. I'd rest this at a 10 out of 10. 9.5 or 10 out of 10 for me for Love Brooklyn. And I can see why, because all the main characters truly do feel like they love Brooklyn. But we have a lot more coverage for Sundance coming out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell button. Thank you guys for checking out our TikToks. We got a lot more interview coverage and stuff there, but I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace, people.